Welcome back to another Sty Times. Hey, it's great to see you, folks. Hey, boy, when I first popped in, I saw one person in the chat, and then one person, there were two actually, and then one was gone for a while. And I thought, well, is that one person in the chat a pair of pants or a pair of glasses? And then the second person just came back in, and that told me, well, now I've got a real pair. I got two instead of one. I was having fun earlier before the stream started with Metal Music Maniac out there in the chat, and we're talking about the conundrum you have with over the term pair, and that's just fun. I mean, I could go on forever on that whole issue. Why is it a pair of shoes, but yet when you go to you buy a pair, you get two of them, but you go buy a pair of pants and you only get one of them. Yeah. Oh, you can have a blast with that topic. I mean, yeah, you can go all over the place with it. And if you got pairs of pants, why don't we have pairs of shirts? If I want a pair of pants, I pay one price, but I only get one pant. But if I want a pair of shirts, I got to pay for each of them to have a pair. I don't know. Yeah. There we go. Maybe that'll be a Sty Times topic someday. We could have fun with that for an hour. But tonight's topic, do we always need to be understanding? Do we? This topic isn't one that come out of this noggin. I didn't put that in my big topic list. I got a big running topic list. And my topic list is full of topics that viewers have suggested to me. They'll email me a topic that they'd like to hear about, or they'll message me on Facebook. I'm just trying to get comfortable here, folks. Anybody that attended around Campfire last night knows what Sty's going through. I think I broke my tailbone. It's sitting is really, really uncomfortable. But yeah, the Metal Music's having at me again there. There we go. West Haven, always and forever. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you. Nemi Pun, great to see you. But Metal Music saying, we drive on the parkway, but park in the driveway. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the people that were coming up with our words and the combinations of words in the past, I think part of that group was a little intoxicated. I really do. But this topic, back to this topic, do we always need to be understanding, was a topic suggested by one of my viewers. And the way they put it was they were in a situation where they weren't sure if they were being understanding enough. And to try to explain to them, oh, well, look at there. That is so kind of you. An awesome super sticker there, folks. Thank you very much, West Haven. Always and forever. Yes, sirree. And the thing is we, to be understanding, it's most people, they see it as I can be understanding rather easily. My heart goes out for a person. First of all, why is there a need to be understanding in the first place? The only time there's a need to be understanding is when somebody else, not yourself, somebody else is going through an event um, of some form that really affects them, could affect them very negatively, or maybe they had such a great windfall in some sense that it's would be hard for them to, they're just not sure how to deal with it. So you try to be understanding with what they're dealing with. And that's what it's all about, is trying to understand how others are dealing with something and how they feel and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's times, now a lot of these things I say, I'm guilty of them in my own way. There's times when someone will bring something up to you and you might not seem so empathetic, you just like, you really don't care. And then someone else that's observing will say to you, you need to be more understanding. And you're thinking, why? Because I don't even care, you know? That's just the way it is. Now, Metal Music, his very first comment tonight over in the chat, he mentioned in that comment that he doesn't, in his position, in his mind, he doesn't need to always be understanding, and that he thinks just being kind is the best thing to do. And he hit the nail right on the head. There's a lot of times I've had people close to me come to me and they tell me of their predicament or what they're going through, something that occurred, whatever. And I don't really understand it. They're telling me what it is in a sense, but I don't have enough details or anything to really understand it. And to me, the kind thing to do is let them get it off their chest and tell me about it. But other than being kind about their plight, I may not even want to be understanding about it because I don't care. Yeah, that happens. Hey, hunting and stuff with J and J. Great to see you. I've been seeing you more. That's great. And Kayla Ferris, hello, Sty, and Kimberly Ferris, hello, J and J. Yeah, Kimberly and Kayla. Yes. But I actually from a personal perspective, I try. I don't like somebody else telling me, Sty, you need to be more understanding. Well, I'll decide what level of understanding I want to take on, but I'm willing to try to be more understanding, but it might not work. Because there's times that people come to me with a plight, something that's gone awry in their lives, and told me the whole shebang. This happened to me, and then this happened, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And they're all over the charts on what their plight is. And I say to myself, I kind of get what they're talking about. And I'll be kind. I'll say, I'm trying to understand. I don't really get it, but, I can tell it's upsetting you and that you're struggling with this. And I'm here, as a sounding board. You can bounce it off of me. Well, I'm not going to become any more understanding of their situation because I don't get it in the first dang place. But I'll let them get it off their chests if they would like. Doesn't mean that I'm going to understand the situation any better. One thing that really, and a lot of people have said that to me, what really irritates a lot of people is when they're going through an event in life, there's a plight that they got to deal with, and they have someone, it can be somebody close to them, a dear friend, a family member, or it can be somebody that's just an acquaintance, just a kind of like a unattached acquaintance. And all of a sudden that person says, oh, I understand what you're going through. I know, and this is what really upsets people. I know exactly how you feel. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, I have, unfortunately, made that comment myself to individuals that are going through a situation, and I went through a situation very similar to theirs. I never say the exact, because it's not. Yeah. What each of us experience is never exactly the same as somebody else. You can put 10 people in a room and have a bomb go off in the center of the room, but they all survive. And then you talk to all 10 of them separately, and you get all the details from each one of them, and they're different. There's a little bit of difference amongst all 10 of them. They'll come real close, some of them, to the exact same experience, but there will be differences. And it's because we cannot experience life through the eyes of somebody else. So when we say to somebody, oh, I understand. I totally understand. I know exactly how you feel. That's when I want to tell them, there's the door. Get out of here. Get out of here. You haven't a clue how I actually feel. You can't. I can try to explain it to you so you come close to an understanding, as close as you possibly can. But you can't truly be understanding because you had to be there and you had to see it through my eyes to understand it from my perspective, right? And so often, we'll inadvertently assume that they got to be feeling the way I would feel if I was in that situation. That's not necessarily so. I think the need to be understanding is way overrated. I like what metal music said. Being kind is much better than trying to be understanding in a lot of situations. I've had a lot of friends that lost loved ones, and the way they lost their loved ones was very similar to losses I've had in my lifetime, but I never tell them I know exactly how you feel. I've slipped and done that, and then I'm mad at myself for even going there because I don't know. You don't know that person's personal background, their personal relationship with an individual. You don't know what it feels like to be them, but yet you went and you dump that out. It's a hazard that all of us trip up on, and we do it unintentionally. I mean, there are people that, for attention reasons, they just like the attention. Always know exactly how you feel. They know exactly what you're going through. They know exactly. So and I've heard a couple times in my lifetime, people make the comment, you won't find anybody more understanding than me. That's the last person I want to talk to. That's the last person I want to talk to. I'd rather have someone say to me, I don't get it. I don't understand what happened to you. I don't get it. I don't because what that does is it opens the door for me to better explain my emotions, that the event, everything surrounding how I am right now. It opens that door to more discussion about it. It doesn't slam the door in your face by saying, you'll never find anybody more understanding than me. Well, I gave you a little piece of that story, and now all of a sudden you fully understand. Yeah, that's it's just not possible, you know. The plain old Chuck says my head is hurting. I'm having a hard time understanding what I'm supposed to understand. There you go. There you go. That's it. Is and I I try to practice that. Is if it gets to the point where I just really don't understand, and this is starting to hurt my head. I'm trying to figure out what the heck, but and I I don't want to say, hey, I understand when I don't, you know, and I don't want it beat me in the brain with a responsibility to be understanding. I I'm watching up here. It's showing my internet connection is a little lame. I don't know why, because I always over on the side have it popped out where I can see my internet performance and it's full speed upload and download. So I don't know why StreamYards is saying, signal's weak. But anyway, I guess I don't understand. So here's an example for you. My brother, my late brother, he's passed away now, but my brother, he had terminal cancer, and he opted to go through any treatment they could offer him to extend his life as long as possible. Couldn't blame him. He's got 5 kids and his wife, and he wanted every minute he could get with them. So he opted to do all of those things. Well, some of the treatments were way, way, way out in left field. I mean, treatments I had never thought that I didn't know they used, and talking with them, that's where I wasn't understanding because so much of what he was going through was totally new to me. I never heard of such a thing, but I was trying to be understanding. So when you're trying to be understanding, you talk less and listen more. That's when you're being really that's when you want to understand, when you want to be understanding. Hello, me devil. Yeah, hey guys, I gotta let you know. Share this out. Share this out. Get all your buddies to come on over. But anyway, back to my brother. He's suffering with his cancer and he's going through these treatments. They're putting him through chemotherapy. Then they're putting him through radiation therapy. Then they're combining therapies. And one of the therapies he went through, all I can do is imagine. I can't say, oh, I know what you were going through. No, I can't do that because I've never been there. Part of it I was, but not enough of it to be able to ever say to him anytime during that, I know exactly how you feel. I understand. I couldn't do it. And I was honest with him. Boy, I don't get it. I don't understand. Some of this is so over my head. Well, one of his treatments was that they put him in an iron lung, and he'd be in that iron lung for hours. Hey, E-Waste Mike, buddy, it's great to see you. I had your stream running through the whole stream. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I had it running, gave you all the watch time, and gave you a thumbs up. I like to leave places better than I found them. anyway, my brother, excuse me, having to be in an iron lung for hours. Now, I used to scuba dive as a young fella, and I ended up with a bout of the bends. Well, that's how they treat the bends. They stick your butt in an iron lung. So I was lucky, though. I only had to spend 3 hours in an iron lung, and that stabilized my blood. It allowed the nitrogen to go back into my blood. And the bends is when you surface from too much pressure, you come to a normal pressure too quickly, the nitrogen in your blood turns to nitrogen gas, and it goes into so you got gas bubbles in your blood, right? So they put you back under pressure, and it makes the nitrogen absorb back into the blood, and they slowly raise that pressure or lower that pressure until that nitrogen stabilizes. And so I spent 3 hours in an iron lung. Now, the difference so I could, thank you, Rebecca. It's great to see you, girl. There's Rebecca. Yeah, just shared it out. Very good, very good. But here's the difference okay, so he's telling me about his iron lung treatments. I can't remember how many hours per treatment he was going through. But I do recall it, if I remember correctly, he was doing this every day for like 2 weeks or something. And during that stretch, I told him, okay, now I understand. I can be understanding about having to be in that immerser aliens. There it is. I could. Yeah, my eyes are bad. I get to see eye doctor January 31st. Yeah. So I got a couple months before I'll see decent again. But anyway, so I was able to be understanding about the confinement thing, but only partially, because I'm not claustrophobic. I'm not, I can go into tight spaces, doesn't bother me, I don't, I don't get concerned about tight spaces. My brother, on the other hand, no way. He is pure claustrophobic. Even if a room is too small, it ain't no good. Put them in an iron lung. Now these iron lungs are small, they're just really just big enough to be able to put someone on a gurney and slide them in there, close it up. They got windows on them. All the ones I've seen got windows on them, so you can see what's going on out there around you, but you're confined inside that bugger. And hey, we got folks piling in here. We got Hands Ruined. Awesome. It is great to see you. May Contain Nuts is in the house. Yeah. Yeah, I am going to see an optometrist. I'm diabetic, and they want me to have my eyes checked annually, and it's been 3 years. so yeah, the eye doctor and my regular doctor are a little concerned. And I said, well, justifiably, my vision has changed in the last 3 years where, yeah, my mid-range vision is all screwed up. So I got to get bifocals, and this prescription is good for long distance, but anything mid-range or close, they're lousy. Um, Timothy Parker, welcome to Sty Times. Welcome to Sty Times. But anyway, back to my brother. So he's got to go in an iron lung every day for hours. And I mean, it was a long time that he was in that iron lung. And he's claustrophobic, terribly claustrophobic. And here's what he's dealing with the fact that he's got terminal cancer. He doesn't have long to live. They're putting him in a place where he does not want to be. I mean, it freaks him out. And they're doing it for hours at a time. Now I can imagine it, but I don't. He said, "Boy," he says, if you only knew how that felt." And my response to him was, "I sure wish I knew. I can imagine, but that's just guessing how it felt for you. Because I wasn't him. I was not in his shoes. I didn't see life through his eyes. So that bad event for him, how it affected him emotionally, his feelings, I can't be understanding to that. And I think it's better to just be honest with someone. God, I don't know what it's like for you to go through that. And it's okay for you to say, but I can imagine how I would feel. But how you're feeling, I can't even imagine that. That's being honest. Now that type of discussion is being understanding. Do we need to be understanding? Just the act of being kind and being honest, you've got being understanding covered. Now, people from the outside would say, well, you just told him you don't even have a clue how he feels or anything. You need to be more understanding. No, I don't. You need to be more understanding. You need to understand that it's none of your damn business how I understand something else. And that's it, is we love to stick our noses sometimes where they don't belong. And sometimes telling someone else how understanding they need to be is doing just that. We're really sticking our nose a little too deep into somebody else's life. The May Contain Nuts says, I've been yelled at to go to the optometrist, but I can't afford it, so it's pound store glasses. Yeah. The dollar store spectacles. Yeah. When I managed a Dollar Tree here in the U.S., and that was actually our hottest item in a Dollar Tree. We sold more pairs of reading glasses in 30 days than we sold of any other product in the store. The reading glass displays, we had 2 of them. Those reading glass displays, we'd have to put out between 30 and 50 pairs every single day on those 2 displays for a tiny little dollar store. And it's because people can't afford to go to an optometrist and get their exam and then purchase prescription reading glasses or bifocals or even standard glasses. Yeah. Newfoundland, Ingalls family. Ingalls family is in the house. It's great to see you. May Contain Nuts says you don't need to understand. You just need to be there. Exactly. Being a sounding post for someone has a lot more meaning. Just your presence, just being there and available to that person for them to sound off on. They need to get it out of their systems. They're trying to deal with something that is probably very negative and tearing them down. They need to vent that, get it out. And sometimes you just being there and present and allowing them to vent it on you, because it doesn't hurt you. You might hear some things that aren't pleasant, but nod your head and try to be understanding, but don't count on it. You may not even have a clue why they feel the way they do. But to be that sounding post and be there, yeah, that goes a lot further than just blatantly making a comment. I totally understand. Now, I got to finish this story about my brother, and we're going to do that right after this. This is our halftime break, guys. And what happens here at the halftime break is I run my channel members. That takes less than a minute. And right behind it is my channel schedule on a weekly basis. And that takes just a minute. So please don't go anywhere. And here's your opportunity while you're taking a little bit of a break during the show. Share it out. Get all your friends to come on over. And I'll be right back. Be with you in just a moment.
We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
There you go. That's some great channels at the front end of that. I tell you what, if you got to go back after this post and replay that to catch those channels, go for it and get over and check each one of those channels out. And if they tickle your fancy, sub to them. They're great people, great people. Okay, Now I see Gunslinger. That was pretty cool. Yes, just as I started running those Gunslinger outdoors. Awesome. Welcome to Sty Times. Yes. And then how do you say that? Calculary Bus. Welcome to Sty Times. That's the first I've seen you. Welcome very much to Sty Times. It's great to have you here. And Rain Dancer, awesome. Rain Dancer is a regular, and it is so good to see Rain Dancer. Um, but okay, I was talking about my brother, and he's dealing with cancer, and he part one of his treatments was they stuffed him in a iron lung every day for hours, every day for it was like a week or two, and he was extremely claustrophobic. And he was telling me that he wished that I could understand and know how that really felt. And I did tell him I understand a little bit, but I surely don't understand. Especially how it must feel for him. Now I did know he was very claustrophobic, and I thought I can't even imagine. I told him that. I was honest about it. Instead of faking that I understand, I just was honest. I don't get it, man. That's terrible. The me devil went and get a drink and then says, "I warned you, I would be back." Love it. The but here's something that happened. I explained to an acquaintance of mine, without my brother or anybody else involved anywhere around, what was going on with my brother. And I said, I really wish I could be more understanding. I wish I could understand what he was actually going through. I don't want to have to feel those feelings, but in his behalf, I wish I understood better why he's the way he is right now, because it changed his perspective of things. And you could tell, he was a little more cynical, a little, his personality was shifting because of these traumatic events. It'd be nice to understand that, but there was no way to truly understand it. Well, this individual says to me, oh, I totally understand. I totally understand. And I go, you totally understand how I feel that I don't understand what he's going through? He goes, no, I get it, what he's going through. Oh, I totally understand it. I know exactly how he must feel. That pissed me off to no end. That pissed me off to no end. Hey, Running Water, my boy, it's great to see ya. Great to see ya. And the reason it pissed me off so much was, and I spun on him. I said, hey, wait a minute. I said, do you have terminal cancer? He goes, oh, no, heck no, I don't have terminal cancer. I said, okay. I said, are you claustrophobic? He goes, well, no. Tight spaces don't bother me. I'm not claustrophobic. I said, you ever been in an iron lung? Now, he might have said yes to that one, but then that would put him right where I'm at, And he said, no, I know what one is, but I've never been in one. And I said, and what did you say about my brother? You totally understand. You know exactly how he feels. He goes, but I do. I really do. I told him, you need to shut the hell up. You haven't a clue. You haven't a clue. First of all, you don't know my brother. You just know what I told you. You're proclaiming that you're understanding about his plight. And you went even far enough to say you know exactly how he feels. How dare you? That is one time when from his perspective, he should have come right out and told me. He says, "Man, oh man, yeah, I can't even be understanding about that. I, you know, yeah, thanks for sharing that with me, but yeah, there's no way I can be even understanding about that. My heart goes out to him because, terminal cancer. Yeah, no kidding. And obviously, it must be uncomfortable to some degree what he's got to go through. I can sympathize with that. That would be kind, a kind statement. But to proclaim that you totally understand and you know exactly how he feels, that was more of an insult than being understanding. And it was definitely at the very bottom of the chart when it comes to being kind. And I love it. And metal music hit the nail on the head. Very first comment in the chat that he can't always be understanding, but always trying to be kind is better yet. Is better yet. Yeah, exactly. That's so true. That's so true. TM, it is great to see you. Hello, landlord running water. Yeah, running water. I don't know if you watched the stream last night or not, but yeah, we got quite a bit into the topic of the fact that in a sense you're going to be my new landlord, and but then in another sense you're going to be making me into your property manager. Yeah. So that would make me the landlord, which, I got to be my own landlord, which means the owner, running water, could fire the landlord. So I got to be careful what I say, guys. I don't want him firing the landlord because I got a feeling I'm going to like that landlord. Yeah. Heartsight, it's awesome to see you, sweetie. Love you too, girl. The running water slumlord. Oh, I tell you what, his home, yeah, it's far from slum. I'll I'll be right in heaven there. I didn't get much sleep last night. I didn't get much sleep. I hope folks can be understanding if I'm kind of tripping over myself in today's show. Because actually, I use a CPAP machine and it's hooked up to the internet. It gives me my sleep performance every night. I pulled up last night's. I was in bed for 6 hours, right? Well, I lose points. It gives you points for certain things. I lost points for not getting at least 7 hours of sleep in a night. And so I lost a few points. Well, I was flip flopping all night. So the mask wasn't sealing good. So I lost a bunch of points because my mask, the air mask, wasn't sealing good. Well, then my sleep, you use a CPAP machine because you have apnea, sleep apnea, where you stop breathing in the middle of the night. Well, my sleep apnea events were 3 times higher than they typically are. So I lost some more points for that. And there was something else that they took points away for. I usually run between 92 points and 100, which is the max. I'm right up there, 92% to 100%. Last night's score, 47%. Actually, looking at that score on the internet this afternoon, I'm going, gosh, I think I died last night. It was so bad. It was so bad. And it was because I have so much going on up here right now. Running Water has invited me to be his tenant, to live in his home. He's never home. He's only home for like 4 times a year, and it's only for a week or so. So I'll hardly ever see him. I'll see him online all the time, but not there at home. So it's all going to work out good. And The restaurant to see worms crawling around. Oh, geez, metal music. The Me Dibble says, I got about 2 to 3 hours last night. I had to be up early and never sleep well when I know I need to be up. That's it. That's it. When you know you've got things you want or need to get done, then I'm one of those people too. I just don't sleep well the night before or something like that. And um, in my live stream last night, I got into a discussion with Tales of a Campground host, Travis. And after the stream, we spent a couple more hours having a conversation. We have a project we're working on, and I'm not going to give you any spoilers on it. But this project is huge. This is a deal maker. This project is huge. And it's a YouTube project. It's a YouTube project. Now, this is a project that, if all goes according to our intent, will be a 48-hour live stream. That's no kidding. 48 hours live. And it'll be so exciting for 48 hours. There'll be so much content during that 48 hours. People will be able to come and go. They can check it out in the morning. They can check it out in the afternoon, come back, check it out in the evening. They can come in at 1 o'clock in the morning during that 48 hours and check it out 3 o'clock in the morning. And there's going to be something going on. There's going to be something going on. Well, this project is, like I said, is huge. It's very huge. And it's going to involve a lot of YouTube creators, special speakers, skills a person can learn, giveaways and drawings through the whole 48 hours. It's going to be a huge event. A huge event, but I'm not going to give away what that event is. But we spent a couple hours last night just between him and I, because it's our creation. It's a collab situation we're doing. And that's wonderful wonderfully get to hang out then. He's back on the road. Both of you. Yeah. You know, we usually get together for at least one day when he comes home, when Running Water comes home off the road. Now, when he gets home off the road, I got him every day he's home, man. He's there, you know. And I told him I'll stay the heck out of his way. When he comes home, you know, he doesn't mind. You know, him and his brother, they get along fairly well. And he doesn't mind the company when he comes home because he doesn't have someone with him all that time out there. Well, but you need your own time too, you know. And there were times where there was a little bit of conflict, and Running Water and his brother, if there's a little bit of conflict, usually Running Water won't go there because he knows where it ends up. So he just doesn't go there. But I felt he should. And his brother, on the other hand, holds things back until they build up, and then they come out about 10 octaves higher than what is normal because he's all upset, you know. And Running Water won't have to deal with that anymore when he comes home, you know. Yeah, he does have great internet. He's got awesome internet. I'll be able to do live streams from out on the front porch. I'll be able to do them in the backyard at the fire pit. Yeah. No, it's a very, very definite win-win. Now, there's something that a positive people. He loves you. It'd be good for years. That'll be my last home. That'll be my last home. I can't imagine why I would ever move out of there. Unless running water gets hitched. If he finds himself a honey and gets hitched, well, I ain't gonna stay there. No. I ain't gonna stay there. No. Unless he gets hitched, that'll be the last move I make. Yeah. Hey, Hike with Mike. It is great to see you out there in the chat, buddy. Real campfires for around the campfire. Yeah. But yeah, talking about, today I've had a couple of people say, Sty, you seem to be dragging today. You don't seem to be 100% of yourself. And I try to explain to them why I'm just not 100% today. And they're trying to be understanding about it. Do they need to be understanding? No, because I totally understand why I feel the way I do. They don't need to be understanding about it. In fact, they should be saying, oh, you poor dumb moron, But after Travis and I had that long discussion last night about this project we're doing, and we set up joint files in the cloud because everything's collab, and we're building this event, and now we got that all set up last night. Now we're sharing documentation and things, and last night we worked out some things about marketing this event and the like, but so much information we went over in just a couple of hours that when I finally went to bed, that's all that was on my mind, man. I could not fall asleep, and I didn't even get into bed until 2 a.m. and I was out of bed at 6 a.m. That's 4 hours. Well, when I looked at my sleep history for the night, I was actually only asleep 1 hour and 55 minutes. So yeah, that kind of took the wind out of my sails for most of today, and I had running around to do. And here we got snowstorm coming. We're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches between tonight and tomorrow afternoon. So first snow of the year here, where they're talking actual accumulation of 1 to 3 inches, which isn't that bad, but not for us in northern Wisconsin. But my window scraper and my brush to brush off the truck, all my winter stuff, it's over at Running Waters in the shed. And I'm out running around today, and I could have just swung in there and grabbed it. I totally forgot. So tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm suspecting I'll have a couple inches of snow sitting on my truck and ice, and I'm going to have to, all I can do is go out there and start it up and let it warm up, hit the defrosters, and thaw the doggone thing out, because I won't be able to sweep it off or scrape or anything. Yeah, me Dibble says I might see 1 to 3 inches this winter in total. I'm trying to be understanding here, me Dibble, but it's really tough. Marshmallows and s'mores on a campfire. TM's comment. Yeah. They're pretty good. Was 12 here today. Yeah, chilly. Aquatic Nest, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in at Sty Times. I really do. I like this show. I really like this show. And the topic, I hope I did okay. The audience member that asked me to do this topic also asked me not to disclose who they were. So I'm obligated, and I hope we beat the do we need to be understanding topic to death for you. And what's it come down to is we want to be understanding, but do we truly need to be understanding? I don't think we truly need to be understanding. What we need to do is be there. We need to be kind. And that takes the whole understanding. You might not understand their plight at all, but being kind and being present for them to bounce things off of, that's about as understanding as we can get sometimes. Crazy Aunt, sweetie, how you doing, Speedy? Oh, I ain't very speedy today. Not with shy of 2 hours of sleep last night. Yeah, I'm not. Tomorrow I got the day off. I'm not on YouTube tomorrow, guys. I don't know if I'll even be able to catch a panel tomorrow night to go plop on, because I've got a very busy day planned for tomorrow. Very, very busy day. Right into late evening, and we'll see. We'll see. I love the flaming marshmallow. The burnt sugar is great. Me devil, yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta have my. I'll do a roast a marshmallow where it's nice and just brown on the outside, so it's real soft and gooey, but not burnt, right? And then I'll do the next one, and that thing is a flaming torch, and until that whole thing's pitch black, I don't blow it out. And I love those too. So yeah, flaming marshmallows. That's the burnt sugar does to me. It tastes great. The one thing I don't like is a burnt hot dog. When they're all burnt, and you got this little strip of meat in the center that didn't burn, those things, yeah, they're just nasty. But burnt up marshmallow, yeah, I'm really good with that. I'm really good with that. Yeah, it's been very tough, and the rest of I would say the next 2 months is going to be very difficult for me because of the anticipation of moving, of actually getting moved. And I was very happy last night. Travis, Tales of Campground Host, he's my counterpart hosting National Forest Service campgrounds. And I let him know last night that I will most likely not be hosting next year because of this big move and a couple of other issues that are coming up. So if I don't host next year, I figured he'd be mad at me. And I told him, I said, but you'll still see a lot of me. He'll probably see me more this summer than he did last summer, because hosting, both of us were very busy, and we were over 20 miles apart, so we didn't see each other that often. But this summer, I'll be camping, just not hosting. So I'll be camping quite often, at least once or twice a month, and I'll probably camp at one of his campgrounds so that him and I can get together and collab and do some things. The project we're doing, the 48-hour project, will happen. I'm fairly certain it will be scheduled and happening before the camp season, or right in the heart of camp season. So I really think it'll be mid-summer that this event will happen. Midsummer. It's a big event. I figured it out last night. It's going to take at least 6 months for us to put the event together. So, yeah, I'm thinking the middle of the summer. Yeah. All you great folks out there in the chat. Me Dibble says, so you no longer need to worry about setting off the apartment fire alarm after the move. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. Yeah. There's a lot. I tell you what, there are so many things that I notice just throughout the day that's going to be different. That is going to be so much better. That's going to be better. That's going to be better. That's like just checking the mail. I got to leave the apartment. I got to go take the elevator down 4 floors just to check my mailbox and then back up here. Well, in the new house, all I got to do is open the front door and the mailbox is right there. So there it is. Now, the mailbox there too is this, running water's got this great big steel locking mailbox for the mail. And because it's right at the door and it's a covered porch, they put the packages and everything right next to that big old, that mailbox is about 3.5, 4 feet tall. And yeah, it'll be so easy. Yeah, so easy. Well, guys, that's it for the Sty Time show today. We've survived another one. And I do have to go. When we hit the hour mark, that's the end of it, guys. That's the end of the show. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank absolutely everybody for being here today. And I hope you catch the next Sty Times. If you watch the closing here, you'll see what the next topic is. And the next Sty Times is Monday night, 5 p.m. Central Time. And I really do hope to see you all there. Monday night's topic. It's going to be an interesting bugger. And until then, hey, don't forget Sunday, Sty Story Sunday. Catch a story over there, eh? I'll see you all very soon. You all stay healthy and take care out there. Bye-bye.